More of a monologue from Coach Sweeney. Nate Frazier in at running back. Highly touted freshman. His first carry as a collegian for 3 yards. He's out of Compton, California. 3:13 to go in the half. All 3 timeouts left for the Dogs. Here's Nate Frazier for a pickup of 4. There will be a 2-minute timeout. That's new in college football this year. Nice run for first down by the freshman Frazier. Nate Frazier, the running back again. Stopped at the 37, perhaps the 38, 5 yards for Frazier. Nate Frazier stacked up after a 2-yard gain in week 0 last weekend. Most of college football begins this weekend. Play fake by Beck, and all alone in the flat. Nate Frazier bust on defense for Clemson. And the play goes all the way to the 49-yard line, where Kobe McLeod ran down Frazier after a gain of 24.
And most of this game has been number 0 Barrett Carter and Wade Woodaz at linebacker. Well, Kobe McLeod comes in to give Woodaz a little bit of a break, and he busts on the first snap. Does not find Frazier in man coverage out of the backfield, and it results in a huge play to start the drive for Georgia.
5:41 to go, third quarter. Georgia up by 10. Frazier has it go off his hands. Forward pass, an incomplete pass. First and 10, they're at the 18. Frazier breaks a tackle and gets knocked down on the second try by DeMonte Capehart. Barrett Carter, an unusual miss on the tackle. They come to the line quickly after the 13-yard gain. Frazier into the end zone. Frazier punched it in from 1 yard out, his first college touchdown in his Georgia debut.
And you got to give some love to number 7, Lawson Lucky, who kicks out Wade Woodaz to allow the seam for Frazier to run right through it. Just an excellent, excellent drive by Georgia. Great calls there by Mike Bobo, the offensive coordinator.
2 possessions in the second half and 2 touchdown drives of 75 yards, so a total of 150 after they had 160 total in the first half. And they just continue to go all over the country and bring in 4- and 5-star recruits. Frazier's just another. And the number 1 rated recruiting class last year, according to ESPN.
When Kirby referred to him as a little ball of energy, he knew he was going to be a good player, man.
Beck 20 out of 27 for 225. And that's through the hands of Nate Frazier. Like Bobo said, he would use it very sparingly. Maybe occasional reminder tacked on to a play about the down and distance, or hey, we might go for it on 4th down here. Had surgery in the offseason. Here's Nate Frazier. Nate Frazier. What a debut. All the way to the Clemson 38-yard line. 40 yards on the run.
Those that were comparing him to DeAndre Swift weren't kidding. I mean, he moves like him even. Just put a number 7 on that jersey. Might feel like he's the exact same guy. Very shifty, but you see the acceleration too. I mean, guys, 10-5, 100-meter dash guy, track guy that plays with great strength as well at 210 pounds. Just really tough to bring down, and my goodness, man, he's got a very bright future in Athens.
They have completely stifled Clemson all day long, and now the offense is picking it up. And Nate Frazier adding to his terrific college debut. Jaden Lucas made the tackle and came away limping a bit. I think I've seen enough of Frazier to believe he has And right on cue, announcer Jinx. He has more, physical talent and skills.
Yeah.
More speed. More of the things you're looking. They were very good college players. Don't get me wrong.
Great players.
But this guy looks like he has star potential.
No doubt. I mean, this guy's just got a different level of juice. I mean, you see him, and when he moves, he's moving faster or quicker than just about everybody else.
Too fast for his own good.
Yes,
there.
the turf monster did get him there. The old 20-yard line. That one's always a little higher than the rest, but you can tell he just has that big play potential that he just didn't have at running back last year.
And if he stayed on his feet, those numbers were going to be up significantly because he had some running room.
Formation here by Georgia.
That goes under center. Hand off Frazier. Breaks a tackle. The Georgia fans so impressed with Frazier's collegiate debut last week. Over 100 yards and a touchdown. His first carry today. Sends us to the second quarter with the Dogs up 2 touchdowns.
But not many of them do it time and time again the way Carson Beck does.
Here's Nate Frazier, so explosive, absorbs a big hit there. Gain of 5 for another Georgia first down.
And Jay, Nate Frazier has this whole town down here talking. What a special player Nate Frazier is early in his career, just a freshman. He's got that short area quickness. He can put a move on the inside a phone booth. And really, I think just kind of brings that juice to this offense.
Yeah, it's incredible. After one game, just his collegiate debut against Clemson, you have people walking around Athens going, he's the next great. And they've seen a lot of good ones come out of this running back room. Beck taking a shot. ESPN draft analyst Mel Kiper revealed his top prospects, and he had Carson Beck and Shador Sanders as 1A and 1B. And to go after this drive and be able to watch back these plays in real time is such an advantage, especially for a younger quarterback as you're getting, your first reps of the season here. 1st and 10, Gunnar Stockton moving the ball well. Backup quarterback with his first drive of the game. That's Nate Frazier, the true freshman from Mater Dei, powerhouse high school out in California. I think there's a clear gap, and you can say there's a lot of seasons, but this year I think even more so when you see Michigan might not be up to their standard. Nate Frazier limping off the field there.
First time the offense has advanced the ball into Kentucky territory. Frazier dumped by David Rayner. That looked like it could have been a bigger problem for Georgia with the defenders from Kentucky arriving just as the ball bit. Nate Frazier, the running back, up the middle. And down at the 8. Javon Ribka the stop, a gain of 5. In a fast-moving third quarter. Frazier again trying to bounce outside. He's dropped. Back at the 13-yard line by Ty Bryant. Still adds up to just 202 total yards for #1 Georgia. Nate Frazier stacked up. Mark Stoops will use his first timeout. Clock is still running. Nate Frazier is in at running back now alongside Carson Beck. He has not seen much action lately. Or starting field position of the day for Georgia. And the freshman from Los Angeles, Nate Frazier.
The bench numbers. I was up there with Larry Allen.
Here's Nate Frazier. Tough run and an 11-yard gain for the freshman. Caleb Harris at the end of the run got him on the grass. Surprised Georgia didn't snap the ball. Nate Frazier in trouble trying to turn the corner. Managed to turn it into a gain, taken down by Keldrick Falk. In the 129th edition of the Deep South's oldest rivalry, Frazier ahead. Based on where the far side official is running in from, I don't think he got there. A steady diet of short throws for Beck for the most part. And ETN got walloped at the 3-yard line. Caleb Harris delivering the foremost blow. Established him as a star. Plays like that a year ago. Frazier, nobody containing on the outside for the Auburn defense. Jay Crawford, Frazier.
Though Auburn's record might not reflect that.
They're on the verge of 2 and 4. Frazier dragging people with him, knocked down, but he has a first down. There is a flag back behind the line of scrimmage. Their own 43. Frazier again. Stop for a short gain.
It's Nate Frazier. And he gets down to the 26, Alyssa. Toss to Frazier with Jurasic blocking in front. And Nate gets the edge. Under center with Frazier behind him. More of a classic look. True freshman gets a couple. And Nate again, a first down run. 4 on first down, 6+ on second. Frazier, first down, Georgia, inside the 12. Toss to Frazier. And immediately another tackle for loss by Hunter Washington. That's 5 for State today. 1. And it's Frazier moving the chains into Bulldogs territory down to the 40. Comes out with a big win in the Coliseum. Here, Frazier gets down to the 35-yard line. That's Frazier. Took a couple of hits and stayed up and got down to the 1 where Blanton grabbed his legs. That's Frazier and hit immediately, falling ahead to the 1.
Frazier, their freshman and a tailback. It's still a Georgia running back room that's shorthanded. Branson Robinson and Roderick Robinson both out, so 50 pass pace again. Nate Frazier is the back, and the young guy stopped after a couple of yards. Frazier is the back. He's got it, running sideways and dragged down after a short gain as the final seconds tick away in a pretty frantic third quarter. Up empty, still a 2-score game, and now Georgia hoping to run that chew the clock offense. Nate Frazier spells him, and he's got the football. True freshman. What a drive for the Dogs. 10th play coming up. Plowing ahead is Frazier. They were backed up at the beginning of this drive after the great punt. Just a nice run-pass mix, and that's to the catch. Running left, Frazier making tackles, and a solid first down gain. What's going to be the final play of the first quarter. Frazier right down behind the line. Holly, you had a nice conversation with Carson about Frazier in the flat. Gators closing down, but he picks up about 3 or 4 in first down. Tyreek Sapp.
That's over the edge. You need to get on it right away.
There's the fired up Frazier knocked out. Talked to the officials before the game. They're well aware of the emotions that over the years have kind of boiled over. It's been an ornery game. There's been plenty of tempers, flair.
You talk about a lot of these guys from this region. My man Nate Frazier's from Mater Dei out in California. He's feeling that rivalry in this game, smacking Gators' heads like that.
Frazier, the middle. Again, you're talking about a guy that played 3 years without starting. Back in the injuries piling up within the game. And the pitch, when he gets to the edge, Frazier picks up a solid gain.
Important will be Frazier.
Yeah, the running game didn't really get going in the first half. Just 55 yards on the ground. Frazier has a little crease and accelerates for about 12.
See, that's what I thought we were going to see more of. They talked about how when they self-scouted it during the bye, they felt that they were too pass-heavy.
Georgia's banged up in that running back room. Branson, Robinson, meetings. Frazier makes an ISO cut and comes back to the middle for a 5-yard gain before Cam Jackson and Denson knocked him down. Little Caleb Banks, Holly was reporting on him. He's also back on the field as Frazier gets around the right end and is knocked out of bounds. You see, they have on this drive. Frazier trying to get the Georgia first touchdown of the day, and he dives to the end zone. And did a little Gator chomp afterward. That's an impressive march. Finally, Dogs fans have been waiting for it to get 83 yards.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 3 for taunting.
They got him at
15-yard penalty
the Gator
will be
chomp.
enforced on the kickoff.
afterwards, and then the old throat slash. We've seen other teams over the years do that.
That's a no-no.
He's from California. He's learned how to get it.
He's
after
into
your arch rival.
Yeah, there's Walker putting his arm around him as a veteran.
So, quick look at what drew the flag. Probably not happy about that, but he's happy about the job that he did running the football in that drive.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Deadlocked at 13 in Jacksonville. Frazier dragged down, picked up about 7.
The ball a lot better here in the second half.
Figure to see more of that. Frazier dragged down, did not get around the edge there. Find a way to make a play to turn this momentum around. And it's going to be a steady diet of Frazier hammering downhill. Goal at the Ohio State 3.
Yeah.
4 plays, could not get it in. The Buckeyes ran out the clock.
Yep. Defense really stepped up in some critical moments.
Long, they're suddenly in the red zone. Frazier makes a cut and bangs forward for about 7. Down to the 10. Today hasn't been Michael Williams, Jalen Walker.
Yeah.
And now Frazier trying to get around the edge. He's shoved at it before, but
Late score by A&M. I think Reese picked South Carolina straight up. Everybody picked A&M, but we all said be careful. And lessons to be learned and film to be studied and try to get ready for the stretch run.
they blasted Ole Miss a year ago. It was a beatdown. Now they got to go to Oxford. What do you?
And a terrific 4th down team this year. Nate Frazier to the goal line. Touchdown, Georgia. The true freshman from Compton, California. SEC this year faring worse in first half scoring. Nate Frazier banged down at the 11-yard line. He got Frazier, the running back. And he gets stood up after a 1-yard gain. This is nothing new for Georgia. Play on offense for Georgia. The toss to Nate Frazier. He got knocked down at the 42. Molly, 10-year starter, waited a couple of years behind Stetson Bennett. And very near a first down is Nate Frazier.
Decision making.
On 3rd and short, Frazier looks like he got the first down. If it's the mark from the official on the far side of the field, you see running in, and it is a first down. Huge break for Georgia. Frazier in trouble. Stayed on his feet and turned a 2-yard loss into a gain of 5. Frazier collared and yanked back after he got a yard. Chris Paul, Dominic Lovett, the motion man. They do run it with Frazier. Tough run. He spins down to the 5-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 6. Trey Washington made the tackle. J.J. Pegues not in the middle of that defensive front on first down for Georgia. Nate Frazier rips ahead for 9. Here's Molly. Nate Frazier again. Tough run back curling at the end. Bowers missed 4 games. McConkey missed 5. Frazier spun around and dropped. The ball's out at the end of the play. Rebels think they have it right in front of their sideline. Xavier Harris knocked it out, and Ole Miss has recovered. Entering the 4th quarter. Twice this year, they're 1-1. The loss, of course, at Alabama. The ball comes out! And it looked like Georgia got it back. Frazier, the ball carries, already lost a fumble in the 3rd quarter, and Etienne's going to come in for him.
Thing, 27 drops on the season.
That's the biggest number in the Power 5, Kirk. What a difference that could have made. You come out, considering they've won 13 of the last 16. As in 21-22. Right. One of the better defenses in the history of the sport. Tonight. He's got it again and picks up a couple. Second down carry for Frazier, gets just a couple.
Georgia catches another break.
Eventful sequence here, and now back.
Hold on to that football.
Backs it down and made Frazier. Full play, ball right at the 10. Frazier knocked down for 3. I think you're exactly right. Frazier cut down here on this Second and 11 play to pitch it. And Frazier skirts through a gap. Oh, you ran through a shoe there. He's got first down yardage.
Yeah, he did. I think he was pulled off, but he didn't slow down. I don't know if anything, he picked up some more speed. Plays out of Carson Beck.
It's a first down run. Frazier's loose and barrels ahead. Out near the 35, picked up 16 yards. Holly, what do you have? In a drive, sets up a 1st and 24. And they elect to run it for no gain. Frazier makes a cut. There's traffic in the backfield. He had to elude play there, but Tyree West gets him down for this second down play from the red zone. Frazier keeps it. Slammed down hard right near the first down marker by red zone. Pitch to Frazier. And knocked down after about a 1-yard gain. That was Boo Carter from the star position. Now suddenly in a position to need to step up and make a play. Down 7. Clock ticking down deep in the third quarter. Short
7-point lead.
Talk about big plays in the passing game, Kirk. That's
Get closer, but the Dogs make a big play.
You can put it back in motion.
the end of the formation. Everybody's bunched in close for Georgia. And gain off left tackle for 3 by Frazier.
Nate Frazier on the carry.
High formation. Frazier behind Jones. Touchdown, Georgia. Who would the tougher team be in the fourth quarter? Kirby Smart wanted to know. His team, as it turns out. Going to be a 2-touchdown game with less than 2.5 to play.
In those multiple interception games.
We'll start with a handoff to Nate Frazier. A true freshman. Georgia, of course, those that follow the Bulldogs know they've had some injuries at the running back position, so going with a young core. Again, they'll go with Frazier. Left side, he'll have a first down. Stays in at running back. Here comes some pressure. To the right side. I'll get it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Arian Smith goes in motion. Handoff to Frazier. He's inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. First down and 10 from inside the 15. Nate Frazier on the carry. It's Mississippi State. Toss sweep near side. That is Frazier again, and he'll be hit out of bounds around the 10. Working that left side, Frazier. Some work today. Cash Jones has been in that mix, the redshirt junior.
Caution. That is a senior for you.
Here is Frazier. Down and 10 now. Handoff left side. Strong run there from Nate Frazier. Boy, Georgia's offensive line doing some work on this drive. Handed off to Frazier. Hits the hole in a hurry and hits the goal line in a hurry. 9-yard scamper for the true freshman out of Compton, California. Here's Frazier. Frazier driving the pile. Nate Frazier, 5'10", 210 pounds, but back underneath Frazier. Back to midfield.
Center in those moments.
Shotgun here on a first down. They'll hand it to Frazier. Not much working there. Frazier to the 20. Georgia. Frazier left side again. Quick feet. Touchdown. At times when it was needed to be on point. Nate Frazier with that handoff. Little toss sweep. Frazier, big run out to midfield. Frazier up over 100 yards. 90 yards. He will hand it off here to Nate Frazier.
Around tight end.
Frazier left side. He is hit, dropped after a gain of a couple. Drew Bobo in there taking the snaps now. Here's Frazier. Almost broke a tackle, stopped at the 15. Good open field stop by Lake Ellis, or that would have been 6 for the Dogs. Handoff Frazier, touchdown Georgia.
Frazier, the true freshman, is your starting running back, and he will get the first carry of the night as he spins ahead for nearly 8 yards.
He is
putting Nate Frazier in position as he takes the carry here. Frazier wiggles his way inside the 40-yard line. Scott made the tackle.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. Nate Frazier struggling to get to that. They're going to mark him at the line of scrimmage. Frazier, 4th and 1. He tries to reach for it, and they're marking him short. The Georgia Tech defense with Kyle Eifert surging ahead to make the tackle. Frazier, he is wrapped up and thrown back. Kevin Harris with. Here's Frazier out of the backfield as Frazier knocked out the 30-yard line. We just showed you some. 2nd and 10. Frazier. Frazier inside the 5, driving towards that goal line and only marked just short.
And he's so good at finding the hidden yards. When you watch.
14-point deficit for the number 7 team in the country. Nate Frazier with a good first down run for Georgia. Shoulders with a win here tonight. Now can they rally? Beck going to have to check down to Frazier as Frazier goes ahead and gets the extra yardage for a first down.
Man, you can see why this guy was rated as the number 3 running back coming out of high school.
First down run. Frazier gets loose. And Frazier is going to put Georgia in position for a 1st and goal. Frazier straight ahead. Touchdown, Georgia.
Great surge up front by Georgia in the left guard.
2nd and 7, first overtime, short pitch Frazier. Frazier nearly slipped, and then he is tied up, wrapped around that ankle by Tatum.
Yeah.
Overtime. Georgia wins with a successful 2-point conversion here to make the college football playoff. Frazier straight ahead and straight in. Oh, it's great in 8. Georgia wins it.
Frazier, quick burst, falls forward for about 4 before Andrew Makuba got him down. 2nd Nate. Frazier has a crease, runs hard, and comes up a couple yards short of the marker. 3rd and 2 again. Anthony Hill made the play. So Frazier into Spellum in the red zone, trying to build on this lead. Frazier takes the pitch. Ethan Burke was there in a hurry, turned it back inside, and then Barron knocked him down. Longhorns rush only 3. Stockton into the coverage, checks it down to Frazier, who's going to be knocked down. That's an important gain, though. They pick up enough yards to make it a 3rd and 3 before LaFell got him down.
Yeah.
2nd down run for Frazier. Frazier to the corner. Barrels out inside the 20. Dogs threatening. Punch it in the red zone. Frazier's got a crease. Barrels down inside the 5. The ball came out. Are they ruling it down before the fumble? There's a scrum there. Check out who's got it. Georgia will retain possession on that side. And barreling downhill to the 31 and setting up a 3rd down and long.
Stockton under duress, did well to get it off. Nate Frazier, first down Georgia. Looked like they might flip it to Arian Smith. Instead, Nate Frazier kept it. And he's down to the Notre Dame 36-yard line.